Hi, Ali from Alice Stitch Your Fingers here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this piped shoulder bag, and it's got a turn clasp on the front, it's got D-rings for the handles, and it's got a little glasses case with a magnetic clasp on to match. I'm not doing it in this fabric, I'm doing it in the floral, but it's the same principle throughout. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to make the piping. I've already attached one piece just for speed, so what you need to do is, I'll just press it because I've had it under my foot to keep it in place. You need to place one strip of fabric going across and one down, and you're going to sew from this part here to that corner there. So just position it on your machine and sew diagonally across. Take that out and trim off so you're left with about 1/4 of an inch seam. So when you open that up you've got a nice diagonal. The reason for that is so that when it's turned you haven't got all that bulk in one. So I'm just going to give this a quick press. Just press it open. Again, you're reducing the bulk. There we go. So I've now got 3 long strips on here. You're going to place your piping on top and quite simply fold the top over. I'm going to change my foot to a zipper foot. Pop that on, and I'm just going to do a bit bigger stitch just for speed. So now we're going to sew all the way down, move my needle across, encasing in that piping in between. So you'll find that the needle will just run alongside the piping. I'll try and keep my hands out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I might have to get in the way a little bit at points, but I will try and explain what I've done. So just quickly sew all the way down. There is quite a lot of piping when you start putting it around the bag. So now you'll see you come to one of the seams, just lay it across the middle, fold the top over so that that bulk is not all in one place. Piping is really easy to make actually. So we're coming up to the second piece that we've put on. Just sew to the end of your piping cord, and then we'll just snip off the excess. There we go. So take that out. Right, so while we've got that foot on, we might as well do the pocket. I have actually done the lining pocket, which is basically 2 squares placed together, sewn all the way around, leaving a gap for turning. Clip the corners, turn it the right way and then press. So that is basically just one pocket for the inside. If you see that is the turning part there, that will get stitched when we turn it, sew it to the actual lining. So the other pocket, excuse me, I have glued some of the wadding to it. I've used the stick and spray. So this one's going to have the piping on. So what you need to do is put your stitch back to normal. Just move my needle back over. We need to place it face down onto the pocket piece at the top, and then we're going to sew directly over the top of the stitch as we did before. So just hold that in place and sew across. Take that out and cut off at the other end. So now we're going to put the lining of the pocket on there, and we're going to sew from the top around the corner and stop. That is to leave a turning part. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to sew across the top first. If you turn it to the back, so you've got your top piece with your piping on and then the lining, we're going to sew across that first. And you can see the stitches, so this way you're not going to have any of your stitches showing if you sew directly on top. So just follow that row of stitches on there to the other end. I'll quickly just show you, when you open it up then you've got your nice piping there. So fold that back over, and we're going to now sew down around the corner, stop, leave a gap, and then sew back up to the other side. Because you've got the piping on there, you might need to give it a little nudge over the piping. Don't pull too hard, otherwise you could break a needle. But just give it a little push until you get past. That's it. Sew down to the corner, stop with your needle down, turn. Got a little nick on there, I don't think it'll show. So across the bottom, back tack a little bit, stop, leave a gap, and then start to sew at the other side. Sew to the corner, stop with your needle down, turn, and then sew back up the other side. Just give it a little help across that piping bit there, and take that out. Now we just need to clip these corners, so you can see where the stitches are there. Clip directly across, but don't snip into those stitches. Same on the other side and on the bottom. That just prevents it having quite a bit of bulk. Turn it the right way. It does help if you've got one of those little bamboo sticks. I don't know where I've put mine. Turn it all the right way, poke the corners out, and this is the pocket for the outside of the bag on the back. Just give it a nice press. If you're using scissors to poke your corners out, just be careful that you don't push too hard, because if the sharp scissors it could push through your fabric. I'll just give that a little press on there. So that's the pocket for the back of the bag, and again the turning part there will get sewn on when we stitch it to the bag. Right, so the handles, I've actually started this, but I have left some to do. I'll just change my foot over again. Got flying feet. So what I've done is I've cut it to the stipulated measurements on my pattern, and I've ironed it in half to give me 2 halves. I've then laid my wadding, that is a 1 inch thick, onto the seam right next to the pressed part. Press a turning under, press it back in half, and then all you need to do is turn the other seam under to match, and then sew down, and that's going to give you your nice strap. It makes it a bit more comfortable as well, having the wadding in. So I'll just carry on sewing this, and we've got our straps done. So continue sewing to the bottom of your handle. And I've already sewn all the way along the other side to give it the full length of the fabric. If you wanted a shorter handle, you could put a shorter one on, but I quite like a shoulder bag. Right, so we've got the D-rings. You get 2 D-rings in your packet. These are basically just metal shapes that look like Ds. From this piece that you've done for your handle, just trim off the selvage, we're going to cut off about 2.5 inch to 3 inch. Cut 2 pieces, and this is going to make our straps. So we need to put the fabric through the D-ring, fold it in half so we've got the D-ring in the middle, and then just sew over that to hold it in position. Make sure you back tack because it's going to take a lot of the weight. Repeat on the other one, so push the D-ring through, fold the fabric over, I'll do it the other way so it's matching. Fold the fabric over and then sew a row of stitching to hold it. So that gives you the straps to hang your strap from. So now what you need to do is take the rest of your strap, put that through, and then on the back of that fold a row over, roll it over again, and then sew a row of stitches on this side close to the edge. That will cover all your raw edges and make it nice and neat. Again, you need to back tack. So that's giving you one side there. So make sure you're using the same side. So that's going to go in this other one here, and it's going to fold down. Fold that bit under, and then we're going to sew across here to make it matching, and that's our handle ready. Right, so now we can get on with the piping. So there, our straps ready to go on. Right, so I'll change my foot again to my zipper foot. Just move my needle across. And we're going to start with the bag flap. So the flap is in 2 parts. You've got your lining and you've got your main. So what we're going to do is put the piping around the main part there. Where's my piping on? It's here. And then we're going to put the lining on top. So we need to start with it at the edge, raw edges together, and just back tack to hold it in place. And we're just going to go around slowly, following the curve of the bag. Right up to the beginning. And then cut off the piping again. Right, so now you've got your piping on there, we need to sew the lining on. So we're going to sew the lining directly on top of that row of stitches. So if you turn it to the back, you can see the stitches that you've just sewn. Line up the row edges, and what we need to do is we need to start about 1 centimetre down. This is so we can attach the bag to the flap, to the bag. So just make sure that this is not all curling up. So just hold it straight, put the row edges together and follow that row of stitches round. Just make sure that it's not curling under again. Keep it straight and follow it round. And repeat that until you've got all the way around to the other side. Try and do it one-handed so you can see. So that's the piping done on the flap. You can see how the bag can quite quickly come together. And of course, if you want to, you can pin. So just as you did at the start, we're going to leave about 1 centimetre. At the end. And then take that out. I'm not going to turn it right side out because we need it inside out to sew it on. So that's the flap done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the bag body. And I don't know if the camera can pick up this. I don't know if I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but I've actually put markings on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the markings, the darts, and then I'm going to finish off at this point and do the rest in the next video, because these parts are all the same. So I'm going to do it on both bag bodies and both the lining pieces. See, there's 2 lines there. Put them together and then fold it back. Put the marks together and fold it back. I will quickly do it on this one. You will be better off pinning. Just for speed, I'm just going to sew over that. Now you see the marks on this side. Put the marks together and fold it back, and the marks together and fold it back, so that those pleats are going towards the centre there and these pleats are going towards the centre, so it's nice and neat. So I will leave it at this point, do all the other pieces, and then I'll catch you back for the next part of this bag.